Here, this is Lord Potato. And this is What If Naruto Was from a Special Clan, Part 2, or Specials, or whatever. Yeah, so it's basically been 10 months, I think. When was this thumbnail, Mike? Yeah, probably 10 months. Other than that, 10 to 9 months, I don't remember. Other than that, what's it called? Yeah, it's been a while. I'm about to do a recap because it's been a long ass time. And yeah, also before I go do this recap, go subscribe to Hamlet Sensei, Iconic What Ifs, and Obito What Ifs. Links will be in the description. My second channel will also be there. I'm trying to upload more in my second channel, but I sometimes get too lazy, so yeah. But yeah, I got lazy yesterday when I was going to rewatch a video, and then I just got too tired and just didn't do it. Or too paranoid. Other than that, no. So, let me do a recap. So, what happened last time was Naruto Uzumaki, or should I say Naruto, has two names that isn't Uzumaki. Naruto is not named Uzumaki Namikaze. His name is, so Naruto had two names, two special clan names from the Stone Village. One is called Bahekutsu, which means Explosion Clan, and the other one is Artistu, basically also Artist Clan. Now, of course, Naruto's father was the Artist Clan, and while his Explosion Clan was from his mother clan. Of course, his father was specialized in, mostly drawing. He wasn't much of a ninja, but his jutsus were very deadly. So, deadly. For fuck's sakes. Deadly. Yeah, okay. For some reason, I can't pronounce that for some reason. But other than that, so yeah. Of course, Naruto's mother, who was from the Explosion Clan, was also a very deadly ninja. She was actually a ninja. Now, of course, her eyes were kind of crystallized. Well, not blue. They were actually just crimson red. Now, of course, his father had crystallized blue eyes. And of course, he always see everything in such a very just artistic way, because he actually just loves drawing anything. Now, of course, his hair, I should mention, was actually not brown. I'm actually just say change it to white, very white, and his eyes was crystallized blue. If you want to think about it, he kind of looked like Gojo, but if Gojo really liked art. But nah, it was nothing special between what's it called, Naruto's father's eyes. They were just very crystallized blue eyes, very bright. Of course, Naruto's mother was very explosive, hot-tempered, just like Kushina, but more explosive. If you want to think about it, she would kind of be like Bakugo's mother in My Hero Academia. Even though I currently watch My Hero Academia, I just remember her and other characters. But yeah. Of course, she managed to just marry Naruto's father, and yeah. Now, of course, Naruto has an older brother that's actually, not 2 years older than him. He's actually 3 years older than Naruto, so yeah, he was actually 3 years. Of course, when Naruto was born, he was only a couple, months old, barely any time. Of course, this was during the their Shinobi Great War, and of course, Minato Namikaze did a crime that would actually not haunt him, mostly the Stone Village. It would kind of make Onoki depressed, because Onoki was actually good friends with Naruto's parents. Now, of course, Minato Namikaze killed both Naruto's parents, but Deidara actually managed to awaken something called Explosion Clay. It's a mix of, his mother's explosion style, but also a mix of his father's, artist jutsus. Now, of course, he tries to kill Minato Namikaze, but since he was still a kid, the explosions weren't that deadly. And of course, this is where Minato tries to kill Deidara, but Onoki and Stone Ninjas appeared. Onoki managing to scar Minato, with a actually attack that almost hit him in the chest. Now, of course, this is where Minato managed to get away, but yeah, he took Naruto with him and took Naruto to the Leaf Village. He was about to use him as bargain, but Kushina came out of nowhere and took Naruto away from Minato and decided to keep her as her own child. Now, of course, this is where the Nine-Tails attacked like 6 months ago from Kushina taking care of Naruto. Now, of course, Naruto's eyes, I should mention, one eye is like blue color, was a crystallized blue color, while the other one's actually a red color. Now, of course, Minato had to change his eyes to kind of look like him, so Naruto wouldn't question why does he look like something from the Stone Village. So, yeah. This is where, well, he does that, he puts the Genjutsu, he does put the Nine-Tails, like the 4 Nine-Tails into Naruto. So, of course, yeah, not the half, the 4. Now, Naruto, he was kind of bullied for his whole life when he was kind of 7 and all. And of course, this is where he meets the Nine-Tails. He does argue with the Nine-Tails, wanting to free the Nine-Tails and wanting nothing from the Leaf Village. He learns how to do sealing jutsu from the Nine-Tails because the Nine-Tails is 2,000 fucking years old or something. He's pretty long. He lived very fucking long. So of course, Kurama does teach him how to somehow manage to break this seal. Of course, Kurama did also give what's called Naruto access to more memories of when he was younger, of when he actually saw his parents. Because when you're a kid, I'm gonna go sidetrack here, but when you're a child, you won't be remembering anything like when you were a baby. But Kurama managed to like unlock some things that Naruto actually remember, like remembering some of his parents. Well, not really seeing their faces much, but just seeing blurry images. And kind of like they were both saying, Naruto, Naruto-kun. So yeah, they were kind of Dorian was called Naruto. But yeah, before the whole tragedy. Now, of course, where Naruto managed to break the, seal. Also managed to break the Genjutsu, but he just left it on. Because, yeah. Now, of course, this is where Minato and Kushina that were sealed into the, what's called, seal another. To stop Naruto from ever doing something. Naruto managed to kill them and actually get rid of them. Of course, this is where, well, Naruto actually, like, summons the Nine-Tails out of his cage into the real world after breaking the seal. Like, freeing him from the seal, but not killing him instead. And, of course, this is where Naruto was actually, when he did that, a bunch of people panicked. People tried, well, the Anbus and Hiruzen did try to stop Naruto from what's it called, leaving the village, because Naruto was saying this, but Naruto's only an explosion clone, when the real Naruto already left when he actually went to use the bathroom. But yeah, when Anbu came, but he went to use the bathroom, and he actually just made a clone. Now, Naruto managed to get to the Stone Village after the explosive clone exploded and killed Hiyashi and Sasuke Haruno's mother. But yeah. And some Anbus and Root Anbus, so yeah. Now, of course, Naruto met Onoki, and Onoki was very happy to see Naruto. And doesn't mind if Naruto calls him grandfather or not. He really just had what's called a great relationship with what's called both Naruto's parents. So yeah. I should also mention that Naruto's father had glasses on sometimes because he actually wanted to see clearly into, well, yeah, into just seeing his art. So yeah. Just Naruto looks like a younger version of, well, Naruto's mother. With long, long blonde hair, like a lightish color. And of course, well, he also has what's called a crystallized blue eye in one eye, mostly his left eye, and his right eye is pure red. This is where what's called. Onoki can really see Naruto's the similar what's called features of both Naruto's mother and Naruto's father, but yeah. Now later just looks like what's it called? Well, his eyes are blue. He didn't actually got the features of what's it called his father, his crystallized blue eyes. Actually, he did. It's just he puts a genjutsu to kind of just make it look like a normal bluish eye. Now, of course, this is where he has dark yellow hair. He kind of got a darker color instead of a lighter color, like his mother or his father. Or mostly his mother had a very dark yellow color, but yeah. Now, of course, this is where, well, Naruto did go with Kurisuke because Anoki did tell Kurisuke to bring Naruto to the Hokage mansion. Or not Hokage, yeah, the Hokage mansion. Or not Hokage, the the what's it called? Basically the Stone Kage's mansion. Mostly his mansion, but yeah. Of course, this is where Kurisuke nodded and brought Naruto. Now, Kurisuke's actually 3 years older than Naruto also. She's actually, well, Naruto's 12 when he actually managed to get there, but Kurisuke's actually 15. Now, Onoki was very happy, and then thought of, like, telling Deidara when he ever come back, until Deidara spooked him and says, "Hey, Onoki." Now, of course, Naruto did give him a scroll of sealing, because Naruto did give a fake, scroll of sealing and what's called towards Horuzen, and got the real one and brought it towards the Stone Village. Now, Onoki was reading that, and of course, this is where Deidara comes out of nowhere and says, "Hey, old man." This is where Onoki almost had a heart attack because, well, that's called Data was right next to him, wondering what he was doing. Now, of course, he had a flower crown and a Akatsu robe, and was called a clay bird because, yeah. And of course, he was smiling at Onoki. Onoki did say, "God damn it, you gave me a heart attack, you brat." This is where, well, Data says, "Oh, what are you reading?" This is where Onoki says that, he got the scroll ceiling from his brother, and also got his brother back. His brother actually managed to come back to the, Stone Village all by himself. Also kind of getting help from the Naitos. That means he doesn't have the Naitos morph because he unsealed it and freed it out of his stomach. His word, he just says, "My little brother." So Deidara was very happy, but he couldn't see his brother because he was still a missing ninja. The only thing that Onoki, he knows that Deidara, he did well, we go into present time. So, after the recap, okay? Onoki knows that Deidara is not a bad person. He just made Deidara kind of join this Akatsuki member by kind of doing something wrong, really wrong, to kind of making him like an S-rank ninja, and kind of like showing that, well, he is bad and he betrayed the Stone Village. That's not the case. All Stone Ninjas thinks that Deidara did something bad. Not really. Deidara is actually just pretending. He's kind of like Itachi. He's in the, Akatsu's ranks just to spy on them. Just like how Itachi's doing the same. Just for the Leaf Village. Now, Deidara is just doing this so he can see the Akatsu's really want. Now, of course, Deidara did tell, Onoki a lot of things about what they want, and mostly want the Bijus, but yeah. And since Naruto doesn't have a Biju, Deidara is so happy. Thank God that Naruto's a genius, just like his father. Because even though his father was like an artist, that doesn't say he wasn't a genius. His mother was also a genius, but his father was intelligent as hell. He was smarter than any Narua. His IQ can rival that of, well, anyone. It was at like 500. He was just extremely smart. So, of course, this is where, well, Inoki was very happy to know that. So, yeah. Now, of course, Inoki does tell Deidara that he should probably, if ever he gets a chance to meet what's called Naruto, he should probably do it. Deidara nodded. He couldn't really go see him right now, so yeah. Of course, this is where, well, Inoki knows that he only did, Deidara only did this thing to just be an S-rank ninja. So, an S-rank missing ninja, so he can join any organization that are evil, so he can spy on them. So, yeah. Of course, Inoki knows this, that he's not a bad person. Even Kurisuke, well, kinda Kurisuke. Kurisuke kinda knows a little bit of details. Now, Kurisuke is the same age as Deidara, and of course they are good friends, but she was kind of distraught when she heard he was a missing rank, well, a missing ninja now. But of course, that didn't stop them from being friends still. She didn't care if he was an S-rank missing ninja or anything. But Inoki explained to her that that wasn't the case, he was only doing spy missions and all that. But she still didn't care. She wanted to be on the team with Deidara. Because, well, some things. This is where this is where Anoki says, "Well, it's good to know that you're okay, Deidara. It's good. So, um, I hope you can actually, well, whenever you get more information to this organization, I hope you can give me the information, you know, to help you from what's it called? Well, you know, help you after destroying this organization so you can marry Kurosuke. Is it a word? They say, you perverted bastard. I always knew you were so perverted for that shit. This is where Onoki says, no, wait. This is where Data says, you know what, I'm leaving. This is where Data's face is red. Of course, he puts like the flower crown on what's called Onoki's like what's called desk until what's Data says, just give this to Kurisuke, my friend. This is where Onoki says, oh, are you just showing a lot of interest in my granddaughter? This is where Data says, you perverted bastard. This is where Data, he then tells his clay bird to become bigger, and of course he flew out the window. That's where Onoki chuckles and just really would like to see if Deidara and Kurisuke do get together. How that will actually work. Now, of course, this is where Onoki says, what to do with Naruto? Now, he did give me the scrubs healing, and this is Naruto. What to do? Anoki's thinking, but yeah, let's go into, well, Naruto did see the bird fly past, and he did cry because it did remind me of like his father's creation. When Naruto was born, his father did make like a clay bird, the same, but it was a smaller version, or kind of three smaller versions, flying around Naruto, just kind of pecking him, not pecking him really hard or anything, just kind of light pecking him, and kind of just dancing around Naruto. So yeah, that's why Naruto kind of cried a little bit. Kurisuke saw that, even saw the bird, and she says, Deidara? This is where Naruto says, who? This is where Kurisuke says, oh, nothing. I say, Dango. This is where Naruto says, okay. She says, yeah, do you want Dango? This is where Naruto says, sure. This is where, well, they go to a Dango shop before going to the mansion, but yeah. This is where Naruto kind of eats there, but yeah. He's really just enjoying the food, but yeah. This is where Kurisuke can see Naruto being like a little bit like a younger version than Deidara, but of course she doesn't mind it that much. Now, of course, this is where, well, Kurisuke is right now thinking, what was Deidara doing here? Why am I thinking about this? This is where Naruto says, are you okay? This is where Kurisuke says, yeah, I'm fine. So, Naruto, what rank were you in what's called the Leaf Village? A none rank. They kind of just made me what's called dead last. I don't know what rank I should be at, but they really just hated me. This is where Kurisuke says, interesting. So, I do know that the ninja program are gonna graduate this year. Well, are just graduating kind of like the next day. Oh wait, you know what? Naruto, you should be on the team, since you are going to be a ninja, aren't you? Naruto thinks, maybe I should do artist program. I am pretty good at drawing. Naruto just thinking. This is where Kurisuke says, Naruto, you don't want to be a ninja? Naruto says, oh no, I do. It's fine. I'm already skilled enough to be a ninja. Probably. I already know Funjutsu. I was trained by the Nine Tails. I'm pretty good at that. Other jutsus I know, like fire, water, pretty high in those elements. Well, not water, mostly. Fire I am because I had the Nine Tails still inside me 12 years ago. And I just let him out, but I still have a very high infinity in fire. This is where Kurisuke not. This is where she then says, so do you know where the Nine Tails went? And Naruto says, nah, he just went somewhere, I don't really care. Kurisuke nodded. She can understand, but yeah. Now, of course, this is where Naruto says, so, what do I need the requirements on this, what's it called, into being a ninja? Kurisuke says, oh, just kind of the usual. I don't know if you had this in what's called the Leaf Village, where, what's it called? For, well, making the test and all that. Well, the test just contains of a written test just to get information down. Yeah, yeah. That's kind of the first portion. Naruto not kind of similar to the Leaf Village. Then she says that the second test would just be physical and other things, shuriken and kunai throw. That'd be kind of all similar. She's just guessing that every other village does that. Naruto not. And the third test are just three jutsus. First jutsu, it is, well, the Henjutsu. Everyone should know that. It's just a basic jutsu. But yeah, Naruto had it. This is where she says the other was called jutsu. It is substitution. This is where Naruto not it. He also knew that. And the last one, it is a clone jutsu. Since we are what's it called, the Earth, well, basically the stone country and all that, we would kind of ask you to make a stone clone or any clone in particular. If you're from a special clan or not, or just do an illusion clone, it doesn't really matter. Naruto says, "Can I make an explosion clone?" That's where Kurisuke says, "Yeah." Wait, what? Naruto says, "I actually made an explosion clone and probably accidentally kill, not accidentally, purposely kill some people in the Leaf Village." Kurisuke says, "Huh, very powerful." I kind of just read it. Well, not read it. Well, yeah, I read it. It was in the Sealing Scroll and was I gave to your grandfather. This is where Anoki read on the clone jutsu. The explosion clone. He said, "Huh, that's a little forbidden. No wonder why it's in this Sealing Scroll." This is where, well, Kurisuke says, "Yeah, you're probably able to pass. Just do not just let the explosion clone jutsu kind of explode." Naruto says, "Understandable." That's where Kurisuke says, "Phew." Other than that, yeah, that's all the requirements. Don't know when grandfather's gonna tell you to kind of do the ninja program or not. Naruto nodded. Now, of course, this is where Kurisuke and Naruto goes to the mansion, but yeah. Now, of course, this is where, well, Naruto is here in what's called the mansion. He was kind of just like, this house is pretty big, because it is big. And now, of course, it's not made out of wood. It's basically made out of stone, because this is stone country, and there's not many trees around, or at all. And they had to make it out of stone. So, of course, Naruto just looks around, but yeah. Now, of course, Kurisuke says, just wait until grandfather comes home. Or probably. Just go to sleep and rest up so we can go tomorrow at the, what's it called, the Kage Tower. This is where Naruto nodded, and he does go towards, well, a room. Now, he picked a room that was actually close to Deidara's room. Well, old, original room. Naruto kind of just picked the room next to it, because he didn't actually know whose room was that one, because it had a name, but of course, it was kind of written out. It was just kind of scribbled off. This is where, well, Naruto picked the room next to it, but yeah. Of course, this is where Naruto starts unpacking and, well, not unpacking, he unseals some things and starts just kind of just putting the money down and other things, but yeah. This is where Naruto just gets ready just to go to sleep, and he does. The next day happens, and Naruto and Kurisuke are going towards the Kage Tower. Anoki didn't come home because he had to do paperwork, but he was too interested in the ceiling. Well, not ceiling. Let's call it the scroll. There were so many powerful jutsus. The flying Raijin wasn't there, but Anoki wasn't worried about it because, well, the fourth Hokage is dead. And, well, he was just happy about it. Until he actually realized one thing. The second Hokage did have the flying Raijin ceiling hand things in there. Just like a basic version. Like his version. This is where Anoki says, this is good. The flying Raijin, we can use it against the Leaf Village. And they won't be the strongest. and we will get more missions. Yes. This is where Anoki hears knocking. He's like, come in. Now, of course, Anoki's very tired. He's kind of drinking too much coffee right now. And this is where, well, Kurisuki says, Grandfather, why didn't you come home and go to sleep? This is where Anoki says, paperwork? This is where Kurisuki narrows her eyes and says, no, bullshit. Why are you still reading the scroll? Like I told you, you need your sleep since you're old. This is where Anoki says, I'm not old. That's where Kurisuki says, are you sure? Then why is there tons of paperwork over there and you have that scroll right there? He says, I'm not old. That's where she says, why do you have white hair? This is where he says, shut up. This is where he says, I was doing a lot of paperwork. And this is where Kurisuki points out the tons and tons of paperwork and the scroll that he's reading. Anoki says, okay, shush, Missy, shush. This is where Kurisuki says, did you just... Huh? This is where Anoki says, whatever. This is where he looks at Naruto, and Naruto just, like, waves at him. This is where Naruto still does really remind him so much of, well, both of his parents. This is where, well, Anoki says, how was the nap? How was your sleep? What's it called, Naruto? This is where Naruto says, it was fine. That's where Anoki is saying, glad. So, what can I do for you? That's where Kurisuki says, Grandfather, what about Naruto being a ninja? This is where Anoki was his hand was kind of shaking a little bit because he was nervous a little bit about that question. Reason why is because, well, he doesn't feel like letting Naruto be a ninja. Because he doesn't want Naruto to die on a mission or anything. Because he really is like the last remind of both of his parents. So he's scared to actually let Naruto be a ninja. That's where, well, Kurisuki says, why are you shaking? I know you're old, but why are you shaking so much? It's alright. Anoki says, why do you always have to point out things like that? Kurisuki says, because you're old. And you can't really have a heart attack when you're the Kage now. That's where Anoki says, I will not be having a heart attack anytime. That's where Naruto says, so can I join the ninja program? That's where Anoki kind of says, sure? That's where Naruto says, okay. So do I just have to go into the academy or what? Anoki says, no. Actually, yeah, no. I'm actually just gonna put you on the team. A specific team. After today is the graduation. So, well, the graduation for the students, because of their passing day. So, of course, they are gonna be knowing on the teams. So, let me look at the teams real fast, and I'll give you a update on how it's gonna work. So, of course, Naruto nodded, and of course, about 4 hours passed, and the students in, the Stone Village kind of got their, Jonin Senseis, and sometimes Chunin Senseis, because there wasn't much Jonin Senseis. Of course, this is where there's a Jonin Sensei with a black beard. Of course, like a red coat, kind of bandages on his stomach and all that. He doesn't really have a cut, he just wears it like that. Of course, his chest is popping out, so yeah, can't speak right now, popping out. Of course, he has red pants and, red sandals. He has the stone headband on, his head, not head, mostly on his shoulder. And of course, this is the Jonin Sensei for a team. This team is called Team 15, because there was 15 teams. Of course, this guy is Johnny Sensei. Now, of course, he has a sword on his back because he is somewhat trained in Kenjutsu. Now, of course, this is where he has his teammates, mostly his students. is contained of someone white with white hair and yellow eyes, like a goldenish yellow eyes and white hair, kind of whitish hair. Now, of course, there's bees around him. Now, he wears a white coat, jacket mostly, a yellow t-shirt, kind of white pants. Well, not white pants, black pants, kind of grayish black. Black sandals. The headband is right now on his forehead. Mostly the Stone Village headband symbol. So yeah, and there's a girl with what's called um. So the next there's a girl on the team, and of course the guy is kind of taller. He's like 5'5", while the girl looks like she is kind of like 5'2", and she has what's called lightish green eyes, orangey pink hair, but has highlights of purple, and yeah. Of course, she wears kind of like a red kind of standard color of like stone shinobi colors. So yeah, red, but yeah. Red kind of kimono, but yeah. Of course, she has red sandals. Her headband of the Stone Village is right now on her kind of shoulder. So yeah. And of course, she's wondering why she's in the Stone Kage, like basically the Kage Tower. They're all wondering why they're here. They know they don't actually have the third teammate because their third teammates failed. Well, their friend, not friend, mostly they were kind of uneven. They were kind of hoping, well, not hoping. They were kind of wondering what's gonna happen with their team because they're passed, but where's their third teammate? This is where Noki says, so you're wondering, okay. He says, so you're wondering why I brought you here. It's where all of them not. This is where Anoki says, well, I brought you here because of a couple things. That's where, Noki says, well, when I mean a couple things, I mean, one thing. You don't have a third teammate. This is that obvious. This is where the Joni Sensei says, may I talk, Anoki-sama? This is where, Anoki says, no. This is where the Joni Sensei nodded and says, yes, okay. This is where Anoki says, that's why I'm going to put a third team into a third student into your team. Now, this kid is shown to be very prodigy and an actual genius. And that is because he managed to escape from the Leaf Village. But not the point. Let me introduce you to Naruto. Hey, Kurisuke, where's Naruto? Kurisuke says, oh, he is drawing right now and said not to disturb him. Okay. That's where Naruto comes in through the door and says, huh? You say something? This is where, Kurisuke says, yeah, he's here. This is where Anoki says, this is Naruto, this is where, Anoki says, this is Naruto Bahukatsu. This is where, the Jonin Sensei widens his eyes and then thinks about it. The only person that he knows of that name is one very powerful Kunoichi that was in the Stone Village before she died to the yellow hand, what's it called? The yellow hand. The yellow flash hands. This is where, he knows about her. La Rana, what did I call her? Well, I'm gonna call her Kaya. So, Kaya Bahukatsu. This is where, he knows about that person that has that last name. And he knows about her child named Deidara Bakuhakasi. This is where he went missing, as a rogue ninja. And now this kid that has it, he never seen this kid before. And of course that he has that last name is actually showing that he must be actually either distant related to the clan or an actual related to the clan. So where the Jonin Sensei was about to say something towards the, Anoki. Anoki says, yes, what's it called, This is where, well, Anoki says, yes, Hidane, I know what you're thinking. And yes, he is a very, well, he is the son of, well, Kaya. This is where Hidane said, you, he, he is? But I thought Kaya only had... Anoki says, I'll explain later to you why, or where has he been? But he is your third, well, teammate slash student. So say hello, Naruto, Bahakusi, towards your teammates. So Naruto says, yo. And so where, well, Anoki says, so yeah. Good luck, Team 15, and yeah, hope you do your missions. Also, Naruto, here's the headband. That's where Naruto grabs the headband and doesn't know what to do with it because he never actually thought of the headband. So where he just puts it is on his shoulder because he doesn't really want to put it on his head. Right now, his head, he kind of has glasses because he was working on some things, but yeah. Now, this is where Anoki sees Naruto with the glasses. And Naruto only found these glasses, like, when he was looking around the Kaya Tower. He went into a kind of closet and found these glasses. Because he wanted glasses to kind of actually, well, be able to kind of draw more, what's called professional knowledge. So, of course, he found these glasses in one of the storage compartments. And it actually read on, well, the name of who owned it before. Or, well, Naruto didn't see it. But who owned it before was, well, Naruto's father. Named, what's it called? So, what's it called? Naruto's father was named Van. So, yeah. Of course, Naruto didn't actually knew who Van is, but yeah, it was his father. And of course, Anoki sees more of what's called the similars with Naruto and what's called his parents. Mostly his father, but yeah. So, of course, this is where Anoki says, okay, well, your team can go now. Introduce yourself before doing any missions. This is where, well, the Johnny Sensei nodded and, of course, brought his team away from the Kaya Tower. So, yeah. Of course, they went mostly to a restaurant, or not restaurant, mostly into, well, a shop. Or, not shop, a kind of place. A place that sells dango. So, of course, this is where, well, the Johnny Sensei, whose name Haiji, kind of says what's called 5 plates of dango. This is where the servant says, okay. This is where, well, Hygiene says, okay. So, my name is Hygiene, Johnny Sensei of what's called the Stone Village. And, well, I am your Johnny Sensei. So, if you would have got that, yeah. Now, of course, I want to know about your dreams. Well, your dream, your goal, your likes and dislikes. This is where, well, he points first at the blonde, well, not blonde hair kid. He points first at the white hair kid that has golden eyes. And the kid was still kind of just with his bees. And this is where he looks at what's called the Johnny Sensei say, my name is, well, this is where he says, my name is Hachi Kizirizu. His last name is actually from a clan and all that. This is where, well, the Johnny Sensei nodded. This is where he says, also your dreams and goals and dislikes and likes. This is where Hajiro says, so, well, my dream is to, well, have a whole, well, army of bees. My goal is to become one of the strongest out of my clan. And, well, he then says, I also, well, he also says, my likes are, well, bees, of course, my clan, also the Stone Village, some things and some things he just says, reading, this, that, and other things. He says his dislikes are a couple of things. Arrogant people, idiotic people, and people that don't even like bees and try to attack them for no reason, but yeah. Other because they're scared, but other, yeah. This is where, well, Hygiene says, okay. next you. He points at the kind of orange pink hair girl with purple highlights. Her hair is also pretty long, and her eyes are like a lightish, well, lightish kind of blue. Like I'm gonna say, like aqua color. So yeah, this is where she looks at what's it called. Well, the joining instruction says her name is well. This is where well I'm actually change her eyes into something else. Actually, it's purple, but it's actually crystal purple. This is where she says, "My name is Sayana. Yeah, Sayana, Amagito, meaning amethyst." So yeah, that's just in Japanese. So of course, this is where she says that her dream is to be a big role model for what's called her siblings. Her goal is to become one of the strongest out of her clan because yeah, of course then she says that well she also her likes are her siblings. There are like 10 siblings. She's out of like she's like the middle child mostly, but yeah, of course is where well she also says that her likes are well her mother, her father, and other things, and just basic things like food and other things, reading, fighting, and other things. Now, of course, is where she says her dislikes are similar towards what's called hygiene, not hygiene. Um, I'm actually gonna call the first dude what's it called? What's it called? Actually, I'm not changing his name. It's Hachi Xiao. So yeah, of course, Hachi is like similar to his dislikes, but yeah. Of course, he just points next at Naruto. Naruto says, "My name is Naruto Bahukatsu," and of course, is where well, he says, "My dream is to become the greatest artist." This is where well, yeah. Then he says, "My goal is to be as strong as well my parents, I guess." I never actually met my parents, so I would not actually know who they will be. And since I just learned about my last name about like this day, it's interesting. So yeah, I guess I'll be strong for my clan. I don't know if my last name is a clan name. Yeah, this is where Naruto says my likes are this drawing, making stuff and other things, and of course he then says my dislikes are well arrogant people, people that think they should have everything. This, and the specific thing that he hates, the entire Leaf Village. He hates everyone in the Leaf Village. This is where he says, and that is all. Also on his likes, he says, "I like foxes." He just wants to remind Kurama. So yeah, Kurama is somewhere in the cave, sneezes. That little brat must be talking about me. Or he must be talking about foxes. I did give him a good influence in what's it called, the Fox Clan. Nah, if I ever do meet him, I should probably give him the Fox contract. You better give him my freedom. I am kind of getting bored. I'll find him later. I'm going back to sleep. So yeah, Kurama goes back to sleep. But yeah, this is where Hygiene says, "So you hate the entire Leaf Village? Why is that?" Naruto says, "They killed my parents, mostly the Yellow Flash, if I can remember right. And did take me from the Stone Village to live in the Leaf Village. Everyone hated me in the Leaf Village, so I left there, went back to Stone Village. Yeah, I'm back here." This is where Hygiene says, "But do you know who your mother is?" "Not exactly, no. I just remember blurs and the fact that I was from the Stone Village, but yeah." This is where, well, Hygiene says, "You do look like her a lot." This is where Naruto says, "Yeah, Anoki did tell me that I look a lot like my parents, but I have no clue who they are." This is where Hygiene says, "Other than that, I'm gonna be talking to the Stone Kage. But other than that, all three of you, we will now be Team 15. And missions will be starting, well, tomorrow. So, we'll start at, what's it called, Training Ground 15. So, don't be late, and yeah." So all of you are dismissed. This is where Naruto says, okay. This is where all of them says, okay. And of course, this is where, well, the Johnny Sensei already disappear. And Naruto sees the other two. And of course, this is where Naruto would talk to them, but one is obsessed with bees and the other one kind of just looks at him confusedly. This is where, well, Naruto looks at one of the bees that actually flew around him. This is where Naruto kind of just put his hand out and looks at the bee. This is where the bee is right now just being around him. And this is where Hajin was looking at Naruto to see what is Naruto going to do with the bee. This is where Naruto pulls out a paper, kind of sits down, and starts just drawing kind of the details of the bee. This is where Hajin is actually just sits down also next to Naruto, seeing how well he's drawing the bee. Naruto's an expert in drawing. For some reason, he's so natural in just drawing. And it just does keep him in what's called peace and quiet when he draws. This is where Naruto is actually drawing the bee, like the colors right, the fur is right, every single detail he's drawing in it so perfectly. This is where Naruto does it, and this is where Naruto did learn about a couple things when he was kind of in the what's it called storage. He did learn about a jutsu that he can actually bring drawings to life. He actually wanted to try that. So of course, this is where he kind of bites his finger a little bit, draws a little bit of blood, and this is where Hygiene was confused, and even what's it called, Sayana, who's actually looking at Naruto confusing. Naruto draws a little bit of blood, puts it on the drawing, and this is where Naruto goes to hand signs, the same hand signs that he actually remember, and says, what's it called, drawing, what's it called, he says, Bijutsu, because that's what it's called. Not Bijutsu, but Bijutsu basically just meaning art, realistic style. This is where, well, the drawing poof a little bit, like a little bit of smoke comes up. The bee is confused until another bee comes around and just flies around it. Now, of course, it's shown to be fake because, well, it's showing to be fake a little bit, but it's really showing that it's realistic. This is where Hygiene then looks at the drawing, the like paper and all that. It shows no bee, but there's a bee right now just kind of buzzing around next to the other bee because the other bee left Naruto's finger. Now, of course, this is where, well, Hygiene says, interesting. I never seen that. I never have seen a jutsu like that. Very interesting. This is where, well, the two bees, the actual real one and the fake one that Naruto made with his jutsu, are just buzzing around, flying around. Buzz, but yeah. This is where, well, the fake one doesn't make sounds because Naruto hasn't learned that much about it. But of course, it does fly around perfectly fine, and yeah. And it looks 3D because Naruto did a 3D drawing, not an actual like 2D. So of course, this is where, well, the bee is flying around the real bee, but yeah. Of course, this is where Hygiene then looks at both of them. One is buzzing while the other one is staying quiet. This is where he also does not sense any of the what's called sense or like what's called chakra as like an original bee. So of course you can see the fake one from the real one. This is where he then just pokes the what's called well, not real one. He knows about the feeling about the real one. He then pokes a fake one and sees that a little bit of paint does get on his hand. He then sees that he does know it's a drawing, and it's very interesting. Of course, where, well, Sayana is just looking at Naruto. Then she asks the question, why do you hate well, I mean, yes, everyone does hate the Leaf Village for what they did, but you specifically say that you hate the entire village and would like to destroy it all. This is where Naruto says, huh? Oh, you're Sayana, right? This is where Sayana says, yeah. Well, I hate it because the fact that they steal a giant fox inside me and decide to torture me for my whole life until I made a deal with that fox for freeing his life and him helping me train enough and get strong enough to leave the Leaf Village. So of course we made a deal, and with that happening, I just left because yeah, I still need to get strong enough. And I still want to learn how to make giant explosions so I can blow the hell out of it. But yeah, that's where Sayonara nodded. This is where Hyjin is still looking at the bee. Until Naruto kinda looks at the fake bee to real bee. And kinda, because he kinda does like, more bees starts flying around the fake bee and all that. Of course, they don't hurt the bee, but they are kinda confused. But yeah, this is where Naruto then brings the fake bee back to him. This is where Naruto says, well, he kind of puts the paper underneath the fake bee, and then it says, what's it called? Kai. This is where he releases the bee jutsu, and of course the ink just falls back down, mostly the colors and ink and all that, falls back down into these, paper, and it just shows back the drawing bee, the 3D drawing bee. This is where Haichi is right now just amazed with that. He's just saying, well, okay, so you can bring things back into drawing form or into, life. But they don't make the same, what's called, sounds or similar creations like an actual animal. That's the understanding that he got from the, bee. The fake bee, mostly. Mr. Naruto says, yeah, and if you do touch a lot, like in your hand, because then Naruto, when he saw the, paper, he does see a little bit of smudge of the bee. When they did try to come back to being a normal drawing. He then points out at Haichi that he accidentally put way too much pressure on the bee that actually did leave some ink and paint on it. That's where Haichi says, yeah, I see. Still, it's very powerful, not gonna lie. That truly is powerful. You can make any type of drawing. Naruto says, it's kind of my first time using it. I only saw it on the scroll one time. And I thought I didn't do the right hand seals, but of course it's interesting that it takes my blood. I don't know if anyone else can do it, but I do remember that Stone Kage did say something about I had two bloodlines. One was explosion, while the other one was, I don't remember. I'll ask him later, but yeah. This is where Naruto gets up. He does put his paper back into a folder because yeah, he had a folder. And of course Naruto says, but other than that, bye. I gotta be going. This is where the other two just nodded. They get up and start leaving away. And going on to their separate ways until tomorrow. So yeah. But this is where I'm gonna leave it off for part 2 of What If Naruto Was From a Special Clan. Or mostly special clans, because he has 2 of them. Or 2 special clans. Whatever. I'll probably change it from 2 special clans. You want? I don't know. I'll probably just leave the title like this or whatever. Probably change it. I don't know. But other than that, have a nice potato day, potato night, potato seed, potato. What time is it? Oh shit, it's 10:03. But yeah. Bye bye. Potato. So yeah. See ya.